All right, Richard. Here's a couple looks at some Owen swings. Took a few of them. These are a couple different looks. Some of them you can see. I think it was hard for these kids get a rapid fire. Sometimes the mechanics break down. It's hard really for them. Some of them to get the foot positioning. There were holes, and I just don't think it was uniform. And then another thing is those rubber balls. You see a lot of times the bat would just jump out of their hands if they made decent contact. It happened on probably 7 or 8 of these kids. So if you look at it, we're going to look at a couple swings together. If you were watching, and you'll see, kind of look at where we're at, and then we're going to kind of break them down and look at it. Hopefully, big thing on this is just kind of hopefully seeing a gauge of where they're at, something that we can show them to look at, say, hey, this is some things we can improve on, and hopefully a base to where we can look back down the road and see where they've come from. All right, so we'll look at the top swing a little bit, where he's at. His feet work was better in a lot of his swings than they are in this one. You can see where he's really not squared up with his feet and his toes. That wasn't pretty normal. He normally does a really good job of that. One thing you see when he starts to swing, and you'll see this with a lot of the kids, and I saw it too, and it was a lot more glaring on video, is the hands. If you watch right there, look at that hands. When he starts his swing, first movement is back, all right? Which you can see, instead of going to the ball, he's going back, and then now his hips are engaging, and he's kind of dragging that bat through. He does a pretty good job at getting to contact, where you can even see he's almost squared up right there. He's a little hanging back, and I think that's why he doesn't quite get through it. But he does pretty good on his finish. He gets his hips through all the way. If you look at the bottom one, same thing. We see the hands. There they go back. And really it just makes him have to start a swing a lot earlier to be able to get there in time. And I think if he got it there before, I think he'd be able to swing with a little more authority and get that barrel out. You see on this one he was out in front. And the big thing that I see a lot of times when I look at him is that back foot. If you watch the back foot, it's a little pronounced in this one. And you'll watch when he swings, that back foot comes out. He's not in contact with the ground. You see it's already, when he's rotating, that back foot's kind of skating. I think some of that was because he's hearing this, and I haven't seen that a whole lot in the game. Something maybe we can watch, but he really has no base if, obviously if he's not in good contact with the ground. But if you see to here, he still gets where his hips are through, and he does a really good job. He's got pretty good hip rotation. Like all of them, they can improve some of their mechanics and where they're being a little more sound. But one thing I would really concentrate on is seeing if we can stay with a better base. Hopefully maybe keep that front side closed a little more. You can already see before he swung, his hips are already gone, and he's losing power that way. And he brings it on path, and then you see he's back skating on that back foot. I think there's obviously a lot more to work with for him. He's got good hand-eye coordination. He's got some pretty good athletic ability. I think we build that base up a little bit. I think you're going to see a lot of improvement with that. Hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, I think it's ideal if we could get some game footage to kind of relate to this and then kind of progress throughout the season. Hopefully this is helpful on the kids being able to see where they're at, and hopefully see the development and how they're going to get better down the road.